Seattle stand out.
Alright everybody, so, new year, new top 10. 2021 is upon us, finally has arrived. Welcome back. Welcome back. For those of you who watched, the Space Needle put on a great virtual fireworks show last night. I don't even understand the technology they used to do it, but I have to say, it's pretty cool to see. And we're getting off topic, so without further ado, let's get into the top 10 headlines in Northwest sports. Ready, go. Number 10. At number 10, we have the UW basketball team, the Huskies. And this is not good news that we have to report. The Huskies fall to 1-8 on the season after losing 80-53 to Arizona. Their season is in ruins. It's pretty sad for a team that 2 years ago was in the playoffs, in the NCAA not the championship, but in the NCAA tournament. Now, what a fall from glory this has been for the Huskies. Alrighty, now, coming in at number 9, we have the Seattle Seahawks. They have re-signed Luke Wilson, the tight end, veteran tight end, to our team off the Ravens practice squad. He's now on to our practice squad, may or may not be suiting up for the game. This is the fourth stint. This is his fourth stint now with Seattle. So we're happy to have him back. Two-time Super Bowl champion. He won Super Bowl with us 2013. I guess one-time Super Bowl champion. He also was with us in 2014, so he's gone to the Super Bowl twice. And this year so far, just one reception. That was in the Ravens game against the Steelers. I feel like this is probably just a morale booster for the Seahawks, wanting to get a guy back who we had at the beginning of the season. Then we lost him. Now he's back. He'll bring some good energy for the playoffs. So I'm happy to see that we're able to get Luke Wilson back in the house. And now let's get into number 8. Our number 8 headline this week has to do with the Mariners. And it's regarding Tim Lopes, who we recently designated for assignment. Well, he's been claimed by the Milwaukee Brewers, so we can wave goodbye to one of Drew's favorite players, Tim Lopes, after 2 years, just the 3 home runs, a .252 batting average. He was pretty speedy with 19 doubles, 11 stolen bases, 27 runs batted in his career, and he was a good utility player to have, so we'll definitely miss him. In other news, outfielder Phillip Ervin has also been claimed off waivers. He's going to the Cubs, so we've lost 2 utility guys, and that means neither of them will be Mariners going forward. Sad news to hear about Tim Lopes. Phillip Ervin doesn't really matter. Now at number 7, the San Diego Padres have acquired local pitcher Blake Snell from the Rays. We've already touched on this in the show, in the full show. Now we've got it in the top 10 news. Blake Snell, local boy. We thought maybe he'd come to the Mariners. Nope, he's on the Padres. Huge prospect package. Padres look like they're gearing up for a World Series run. The Rays look like they might be stripping down, which is odd because they were just in the playoffs last year. But that's the news on Blake Snell. Now at number 6, this one's not uniquely Seattle related, not uniquely Northwest related either, but it's the NHL. We do have an NHL team coming up next season. We have an update on this season. The NHL has finally announced it is going to begin on January 13th. That is 12 days from now. I'm excited. You all should be as well. The NHL should be fun to watch this year. I'm super excited for the Kraken to come in next year. But what that means is we have to suffer one more year of waiting until Seattle has its own hockey team. And what that means is this year, I have to pay very close attention to see who the top players are, which teams are going to be our competition, which teams are we going to be able to take players from in the upcoming draft, where we will get to select some veterans to join our team. That's all the news on the NHL, though. Starting in 12 days on January 13th, get ready for opening day of the season. I am very excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Now, before we get into our top 5, it's time for a little message from our video sponsor. Today, our sponsor is Couv Hoops. What is Couv Hoops, you might be wondering? It is the YouTube channel run by our very own Seth. Seth's personal YouTube channel, Couv Hoops. He talks a lot about sports. He does basketball, pretty much only basketball-related content on there, card opening videos, stuff like that. If you want to see Couv Hoops, just check out the link in the description. And then there'll also be an end card at the end of the video, or you can search it up on YouTube. It's just Couv Hoops. That's Seth's personal channel, so you should check that out, as he is the sponsor of today's top 10 video. Now let's get in to the top 5. At number 5, big piece of news regarding the Seattle Seahawks injury report. We hardly have anybody The big news is that Brandon Shell is questionable and DJ Dallas is out for the Seahawks. So very, very injury-free injury report, which is great to see. Carlos Hyde is also questionable, but he's always questionable. The 49ers, on the other hand, have a huge swath of injuries that they have to bear through. It almost seems like they've just given up. I mean, you've got both of their receivers, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, both of their cornerbacks, Richard Sherman and Javon Kinlaw. I'm looking through this. I mean, it is bad for the 49ers right now, injury-wise. Plus, of course, both of their quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Mullins, both of them are on the IR. So it's C.J. Beathard we're facing. It should still be a tough matchup. The 49ers always are. And C.J. Beathard did get the win against a good Arizona team. So we'll have to see how all that plays out for us. And now at number 4, we have some Sounders news. It looks like Hal Paulo, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. I don't think I am, but the defender is making a return to the Sounders. Hasn't finalized the contract yet, but Paulo and the Sounders are working on making his return. So to give you a little bit of background information on Paulo, for those of you who don't know, Paulo was on the Sounders. Previously, in 2020, we loaned him. But yeah, he is finalizing a return to the Sounders in his last 17 starts with us. 2 goals, 5 assists. So we're very glad to see Paulo is going to be with us for a long-term deal now. After he was with us for 2020, and now we're getting him up until, it looks like the report says 2023. So that is good news on the Sounders, just continuing to lock that midfield up and keeping a very strong starting lineup that I think rivals the rest of the league really well. So now coming in at number 3, the Seattle Reign female soccer superstar Megan Rapinoe has been honored as a member of the Time Top 100 Most Influential People of the Year list. This is a spectacular honor for Megan Rapinoe. She makes the list not only for being a world-class soccer player, but also a world-class activist. Just definitely we enjoy what we've seen from her on the field, helping Seattle and Team USA, but we've also enjoyed what we've seen from her off the field. She's a very, very influential activist for LGBT rights, obviously with a very publicized marriage, lesbian marriage, which is great to see that they're able to do this without having any sort of real controversy behind it. I don't seem to remember the marriage was announced in November. There was really no backlash, nothing at all. So it's great to see how well at least our city has progressed on this sort of issues. And it's just fantastic to see Megan Rapinoe doing all the things that she does. She's been on award shows. She's been all over the place. And it's great to see a local Seattle superstar making the Time 100 Influential People list. Just great to see that. Now at number 2, the Portland Trailblazers. The basketball team, wow, have I been surprised. I'll admit, going into the season, I didn't think they were going to be as good as last year. So far, they beat the Lakers. Now they beat the Warriors. They did lose to the Clippers. The Clippers look really good, but they've also beaten the Rockets. The Rockets doesn't seem like as good of a win, so I didn't say that, but yes. As Seth reminds me, they've also beat the Rockets. So, the Blazers, their season is off to a good start. Right now, they are, I think, something like the 5 seed in the West. Let me look. Yeah, it looks like they're tied right now for the 4 seed. So, if the season ended today, they're in the playoffs. They already have some convincing wins. So, they are on track to make the playoffs. I think right now, looking at who they've beaten, looking at the way they've been playing, I think they probably are a playoff team. So finally, our number 1 piece of news. This is the top piece of Seattle sports news, and it has to do with Seattle Storm superstar Breanna Stewart. Breanna Stewart has been named as one of the co-sports people of the year by Sports Illustrated. Now, what an honor this is. Even more of an honor than Rapinoe and the Time Top 100 is Breanna Stewart as the sports person of the year. She was the co-award winner after the Storm won their another title. Breanna Stewart once again being honored not only for her on-the-field activities, but also for her off-the-field activities. She's been a very frequent activist. She's done a very good job as an activist, working with other WNBA stars, and really just showing that there's issues that are above basketball that she has to work for. Particularly as an anti-racist advocate, she has done a lot of really good work in that field, which we applaud her for immensely applaud her for that. She deserves this award 100%. I 100% think that Seattle athletes are some of the greatest athletes in the world. I mean, we have Stewart, we have Rapinoe, we have Russell Wilson, who's also a great activist in his own right. Seattle athletes are just, I don't know what it is about them, but they always seem to be able to be on the right side of, not only on the winning side of the field, but on the winning side of history with their activism and their social justice issues. So, other news on Breanna Stewart, besides that, winning Time Sports Person of the Year. Her team in Russia, as we've talked about a little bit before, the Ekaterinburg Russian team, they're 3-0 right now in the EuroLeague Women's, undefeated there. They're also 9-0 in the Premier League, in the Russian Women's Basketball Premier League. They're 9-0, undefeated, in first place. And, of course, Breanna Stewart is leading the way. As you'd expect, she leads the team in points, and she leads the team in minutes played. So, she leads the Storm to a title. Now she's going to lead her Russian team to a title, most likely. She's a world-class athlete, phenomenal, and she, of course, deserves this honor as the Sports Person of the Year. We applaud her immensely for this. And with that, that will wrap up the top 10 pieces of Seattle sports news from January 1st, 2021. How weird is it to say that? 2021, we thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment. Is there anything we left out? And subscribe to the Northwest Sportscast for more content just like this.